I've already tried recording this already today, but apparently the whole street wants to do construction, and there's a birthday party. I hope you're enjoying it at the recommended 2 meters apart. Happy birthday person down the street. And as soon as I started this one, somebody's decided to keep honking their horn. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is a little bit different. You don't normally see my face. I'm a little bit frightened, but it's a special... I hit the light. But this is a special occasion as I hit 20,000 subscribers, which is insane. To celebrate, a few of you in my Discord recommended that I do a Q&A, and I didn't think I'd get a lot of questions for a Q&A, but I was very wrong. I tried to make time to get to know you guys in streams and Discord chats and all that kind of stuff, and I just think it's only fair you guys get to know me as well. This was also a plug for my Discord, check the link in the description below. Anyway, I'm armed with my questions. Let's do this. Oh my goodness. I said you guys didn't have to ask me stuff about Animal Crossing, you could be as personal as you liked, within reason. But I'm not surprised to have a lot of you guys ask me stuff about Animal Crossing. So the first, and probably the most popular question. This is editing Kirsten coming from the future to say that all the questions were written in a Discord channel, and annoyingly before I screenshotted them to put them on the screen, I deleted them because I'm an idiot. So please just believe that these were asked, and I'm sorry if you asked one. Who are your favourite and least favourite villagers? My favourites are probably Rosie and Poncho. Rosie because of the Animal Crossing movie, and Poncho because I think he was in my Wild World and City Folk towns, and maybe New Leaf, but I could be making that up. Basically, he's a villager I've become attached to over the years because he's from an old town. As for my least favourite villager, I don't really have a least favourite villager. I've grown a slight disliking for Tipper, but just because I saw a video of somebody giving her an outfit and then she changed immediately back into her own clothes, and I just think that's rude. So if I was going to dislike any villager, it would be her. But my least favourite species is frogs. I don't think there's any villager who's a frog who I particularly like. Who is your favourite Animal Crossing NPC? Sable. Definitely Sable. I think I like her because when you first join the island, she doesn't talk to you very much, but as you get to know her, she starts opening up about her life, and I just think that's really sweet. What's your favourite feature of Animal Crossing? I think in general my favourite feature is the villagers because they're the life and soul of Animal Crossing, but after that it was probably diving and swimming, but that's not in New Horizons. What's your favourite villager personality? Peppy or normal? I don't really like the jock villagers and I don't really like the smug villagers because even though they're funny, a lot of them I don't like. But I think I love the peppy ones because they just have such a love for life. Can't relate. How would you rank each Animal Crossing game? This is hard because Animal Crossing New Horizons is definitely at the top because terraforming and putting furniture down around your island the way we're able to has been wanted for so long. So I'd have to put them in order of release. They have just made it better and better as time goes on. And don't get me wrong, New Horizons is missing a lot of content, but we possibly will get it all back. But I think if I went back and played New Leaf, I'd get very frustrated not being able to do the things that I can do now. What are your views on time travelling? About to isolate half my viewership. I don't consider it cheating, but it's not how I play anymore. I used to time travel in Wild World and City Folk to get to the events like Christmas and Easter and stuff, which I see why they've taken that out now because that's exactly what I used to do. But I wouldn't play that anymore anyway because I want the satisfaction of knowing I've done it all by myself. I don't condemn people who time travel though. Sometimes people have their reasons, like if you're gonna miss everything, you might as well. Would I make videos about older Animal Crossing games? Probably not. I do want to do a video going back and looking at my old towns, but that's probably the most I will do for older Animal Crossing games in terms of gameplay. Because I think I need to stick in the now, and as I said, I don't think I could go back to any of the others, knowing full well what I can do now in these games. What was your first Animal Crossing game? Wild World on the DS. Do I have plans to play other games? Yes, I just started streaming Pokemon Isle of Armor DLC. I don't know how often I'll stream it, but it was kind of to test the waters. I do want to make Pokemon content. There's other games I want to make content for as well. I don't think I'll stick with Animal Crossing forever, but for now I'll definitely keep making Animal Crossing content. If that makes sense. What was your first video game memory and console? My first console that I personally owned was the Game Boy Advance SP, but the first video game memory I actually have is being utterly terrified of Majora's Mask. And I'll tell you why. This is the original N64 packaging, and this used to scare me all the time whenever my brother would play it. My mum actually had to hide this in a drawer because I had nightmares about the mask. So that's my first video game related memory. My other first video game memory was being on the Nintendo 64 playing Mario Party on Peach's cake map, where I got to the star and my brother told me to say no. And I said no because I must have been about 4 years old, and then my mum got angry because she said you're making her lose on purpose, and I cried. Do I use the Switch or the Switch Lite? I use the Nintendo Switch. It's the Let's Go Eevee one, you can see on the back there. It was a present from PD Winnell. I really love it. It's my favourite console that I own. Who are my inspirations? I wouldn't say I have inspirations now, but I was a real big fan of Yahtzee, who does the Escapist reviews when I was younger. A lot of my review style is probably based on his, just a lot more PG. What made me start YouTube / find motivation to make videos? Okay, so I wanted to start YouTube for a long time. I actually did used to make videos a long time ago when I was a teenager, back when British vloggers were a thing, and I did skits like kind of Dan Howell inspired. But what really motivated me to actually start doing it was I saw a job opportunity pass me by. It was for Pokemon, and it was to be like a social media content creator, and there'd been a few jobs like this that had kind of passed me by, and it's because I didn't have enough of a portfolio. So when the Pokemon one came up, I decided that was the kick up the butt I needed to start making content. Even if I never go for one of those jobs, at least I know I have a portfolio of things to prove I'm very capable of doing that kind of job. What is your favourite game other than Animal Crossing? Much to this room's decor, it's actually Kingdom Hearts. That's my favourite game. If I could speedrun any game, what would it be? If you didn't know, I'd really like to get into the speedrunning community, but I don't think I have the skill for it. But I think Pokemon Colosseum would be a game I'd like to try. I don't think there's many other games I could do well at, because a lot of them require muscle memory, and I don't think I'm very good at that. Why do I dye my hair, and what hairdo did I like the most? I'll put a picture here in this general vicinity of the hairstyle I liked the most. Why do I dye my hair? Because I like change, and it gives me a sense of control in a world where I feel I don't have a lot of control. But mostly the change thing. I have no self-control. What other hobbies and interests do you have? I have quite a few. I obviously play video games. I can play the piano. I collect Pokemon cards, specifically Pikachu and Eevee cards, which there is a binder back there. I don't know what else I'm interested in. Probably because that involves having a personality. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I'm technically one of 5, but I've only ever lived with my biological brother. The others are not full related siblings. Do you have pets, and can we see them? Oh my god, let go! Yes. Nose, there's so much care. What is your favourite Pokemon? Umbreon, but Snom is a close second. Did you make OCs as a kid, like drawn or playing pretend? Yes. I was one of those losers who had a Sonic OC, but it wasn't me. I cannot remember what I called them. It was a cat, I think, but this was before or just after Blaze the Cat had been revealed. I cannot remember its name, but yes, I did. What game do you think is underrated and more people should love? There's this indie game called To the Moon, but I don't think it's as underrated as I think it is, but the soundtrack is gorgeous, and you should definitely take a listen to at least that. What is a game I don't like and want nothing to do with? Ooh. So this game I actually don't dislike. The game is actually very good, but Overwatch, I hate the community. They're so toxic, and I'm sorry if you are one of the good ones in the community, but I've heard a lot and seen a lot and had it directed at me, and the stupidity of not starting the game, or everybody will pick the same character until you decide you're going to change. It's ridiculous. Just let people enjoy games, man. What is your favourite colour? Blue. Do you have a job outside of YouTube? No. What would you do instead of YouTube? There's 2 jobs I would like to do. One is a video games journalist, which I know most people want to do that, but I would mostly want to cover news. And the second would be a translator for Japanese articles and video game news over to English. What is your favourite type of bread? Garlic bread. Do you like travelling, and where would you go or live if you had the opportunity? I would go to Japan. I'd also really like to see Venice before it kind of sinks into the earth. If I could live anywhere, it would be Japan, probably. Quite like England. I used to want to move to the US, but healthcare. Is there a story behind your tattoo? I'm assuming you mean this one and not the one on my foot. The story is I wanted a hummingbird tattoo and I went and got one. My mum kept asking how big it was going to be. I told her it was smaller than it was. What do you do besides YouTube in the quarantine? I read. I play games. I cry. Advice for YouTube and videos. I get asked a lot about making content, and I assume most content creators do. I'm an extremely lucky person, and I think I just got very lucky with the algorithm. It doesn't mean I didn't work hard. The only thing you can do is make videos that you want to make and make them the best that you can be. If you enjoy making it, people will enjoy watching it. If you think it's interesting, other people will think it's interesting. It's just finding what works for you. That's about it for advice. I think with most content creators, they feel the same. It's a combination of hard work and luck. How long until your next giant cake? 50k, so let's try and get there. And that's it for questions. I'm sorry if you asked one and it didn't get answered, but I will maybe do another one at some point. I don't know how interesting these are. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a bit about me. I need to stop hitting the microphone. I'd like to try and put myself more in videos because I do dye my hair, and what's the point if I can't show it off? It's not like I'm going anywhere. If you did like this video, give it a like, leave a comment about whatever you want to leave a comment about. I don't really know what to suggest for you this time. If you'd like to subscribe to see more from me, that would be fantastic. Here is my Twitter and my Instagram. I am kind of taking a break from Twitter at the moment, but the links will be down in the description below. If you want to join my Discord, that is also down below. And I will see you next time. Bye!